Good morning. This is morning yoga. So if you're feeling a little bit sleepy and your back hurts, let's wake up together. And by the end of this class, you and I will feel much, much better. All right, let's get started. Come into your comfy seat, whatever that looks like for you. So maybe it's legs out here with the feet flat, or maybe it's just legs straight, or crisscross applesauce if that feels okay on your back. And then let's just start with the big good morning stretch, okay? Inhale, let's take those arms up and overhead. Stretch those fingers wide. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, we're gonna come into an easy twist. One hand to the opposite knee, other hand comes behind you, high up on our fingertips. Inhale, stretch the spine, lift the heart. Big inhale, big exhale, settle into the twist. 2 more breaths. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms reach up. Big good morning stretch. Exhale, twist other way. Inhale, nice and tall through your spine. Exhale, surrender to the twist. Couple breaths. Exhale, release, come back to center. Let's release one hand onto the floor next to us and inhale the other arm up and over for a nice long side body stretch. Long, smooth breaths. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, switch other side. Really reach through those fingertips and just let your head and neck be anywhere that's comfortable for you. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. We're going to come into another easy seat here. This time, one leg straight out in front of you. Bring the sole of the opposite foot to your inner thigh, coming into our head to knee pose or Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, arms reach up, long spine. Keep your back nice and flat, and then fold from your hip crease. Bring your chest forward and just let your hands fall wherever they fall. Try to keep your shoulders soft and your gaze forward. And then just feel yourself pull forward through your chest. Back of the legs are going to get a nice big stretch here. Breathing deeply. For a little bit different sensation, you can bring your hand to the outside edge of your foot and you'll feel this into your low back. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release and switch. Other leg goes straight. Bring the sole of the opposite foot to the inner thigh. Inhale, we lengthen. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, keep pulling your chest forward as you fold. Fingertips fall wherever they fall. Try to keep your gaze forward to keep your neck nice and long here. Big breath as the back of your body starts to open up this morning. And start to form that positive mindset to take us through the day. Rather than thinking about everything that hurts or is a little stiff or a little sore, let's just be so stoked that we are on our yoga mats. We made it. All right, if you want, you can reach that opposite hand across if the foot's available, and you're going to get a really good stretch through your low back. Couple breaths. Exhale, releasing. We're going to bend into this front leg. Other leg is going to sweep behind us, coming into our pigeon pose. So knee to the outside edge of the mat. Flex this ankle, and then start to lift your hips up. We want our hip points pointing straight ahead, foot pointing straight back. High up on our fingertips to start. My butt is nowhere near touching the ground, okay? I have very tight hips, so I don't worry about that. I just worry about letting gravity take over to help sink my outer hip down towards the ground, and then keeping my back long and my neck straight. Noticing a little trend here. Back is always long, neck is always straight. I'm looking forward to keep that length as I make my way down onto my elbows. Maybe that's available to you. Maybe elbows come onto a block. Wherever you can maintain your length but deepen your stretch, that's where you're gonna go. Settle into your breath. Keep letting that hip sink down towards the ground. Awesome. Come on up onto your fingertips. And then just bring that leg back behind you. You can shake it out. Open up the hip here. And then we'll switch other side. Bring that other knee forward, knee to the outside edge of the mat. You can sit off to one side to start as you kind of like work your foot forward, flex the ankle, and then roll back, straighten out the back leg and foot. High up on those fingertips. Lift the heart. Maintain that length and then start to feel your butt sink down towards the ground. Maybe you get a little lower. Find your comfy spot here in your pigeon pose. Keep lots of space between your neck and your shoulders. Relax your jaw and your tongue. And think about something nice. Maybe you're thinking about your dog, your person, your breakfast, your coffee, your tea, your bed. Just let that hip sink on down. Easy breaths. Lovely. Inhaling up onto our hands. And then let's sweep this leg out behind us. And just kind of shake it out. Open up that hip. And then bring the knees down. Let's plant shoulders over wrists, spread fingers wide, hips over knees, cat-cows. Inhaling, let the belly button fall towards the ground as you pull your heart up and flip your tailbone up. Exhale, press into the mat. Let your upper back round, let your head get heavy. Pull your belly button into your spine. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Couple more. And then coming back to your neutral spine, let's step one foot in between the hands. All right. And working the foot forward until hip is over the knee. And then just start to let your hip sink down towards the ground. Let's open up all of those hip flexor muscles. Those get so tight from sitting and sleeping, and they cause so much back pain. So we'll just take a couple breaths here. And then we're gonna give them a little break and we're gonna come back to them, all right? Shifting the hips back, straighten out that leg, tiny little bend in that knee, toes pointing up and then heart pulling forward into our half splits. And again, when we open up and strengthen the hamstring, we're also relieving a lot of the pulling and the tension that creates low back pain. And then we're gonna come back into our low lunge. We'll bend back into that front knee, and this time we're gonna walk our hands up onto the thigh. Lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, feel the hips sink down and heavy. Pull up through your low belly, nice and long and strong in the core. Beautiful. And then you're gonna inhale. One hand up, circle it back as you reach your other hand up and over. Just tipping it back here, really feeling and finding length through the front and side of your body. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release. And we're just gonna switch. One knee comes back, other leg steps forward, finding your way into your low lunge to start. You can always bring fingertips onto blocks here if the ground feels especially far away. And one side's usually tighter than the other, so just be nice to yourself. And then if you've got boobs, walk your foot out to the side so that those boobs aren't getting in the way, right? We try to make these poses harder and more complicated than they need to be. All right, here we go. Straightening that front leg, coming into our half splits. Really think about hugging your hip back so you're keeping your pelvis square. Soft bend in the knee, couple breaths. On your next exhale, let's sink back into that front leg. Beautiful. Walking our hands up the thigh, lifting through the belly, lifting through the heart. Roll the shoulders down the back. And then let's circle one arm up and reach it back as we sweep the other arm up and over. Find beautiful length here. Big back bend. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Just sweep your knees behind you. We'll take 2 more rounds of cat-cow from your tabletop. Lift the heart. Exhale, tuck tailbone under, round the upper back. 1 more. Beautiful. From here, we're going to curl toes under. We're going to do a big toe stretch. So depending on how this area is feeling today, this is maybe where you stop, right? So you can stop here. If you need a little more, you can come through a really high squat. Lift the heels. Beautiful. We're going to get a really big stretch through those toes. Our board toes, they get so neglected. All right. And then, if you're feeling bold this morning, drop those heels back down. Strengthen your core. We're going to come into a toe balance, okay? So strengthen that core. Start to float the fingertips up off the ground. Lift the heart. Bring those hands out in front of you. If you wobble, no big deal. Toes are working. If you fall out, just come back in. There it is. Breathing. Getting warm, waking up, and release. Beautiful. Let's sink those knees down. Take them really wide. If you've got glasses, set them off to the side. Walk the hands forward, melt the heart down, child's pose. All right, don't get too sleepy. Walk the hands back towards you. And then you're gonna sit off to one side, bring those legs out in front of you. We're gonna do one more core strengthener, coming into Navasana, boat pose. Go ahead, bring the feet out in front of you, rock back till you find your tailbone, float the feet. Maybe you hang on to the legs, maybe you let go of the legs, maybe you extend those legs out straight in front of you, arms reach forward, lift the heart, strengthen the core, breathe. One more breath. Exhale. Go ahead and wrap your arms around you. Bring your head and come into a tiny little ball and give yourself some loving. All right. Come to your comfortable seat again. We're just going to do a couple of breaths together. Relax your hands on your legs. Close your eyes. Let out all the breath. Big inhale. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Again, inhaling. One more, really let it rip. Beautiful. Come to a quiet place. Just hold this quiet space. hold this peace in your heart. Let's bring our palms together to seal it in. I hope this practice went well for you. And I will see you guys in my next one.